Waycross Community Media presents exclusive live coverage of Southwest Ohio Swim Classic Finals Day 1. We're at Keating Auditorium on the campus of St. Xavier High School, and we're about to watch the finals of Day 1 of the Ohio High School Swimming and Diving Classic. I'm Mike Leonard, along with Benson Sperling, for our 18th season together, bringing you the exciting action of finals for the Classic. Benson, today, the largest Classic ever, on 9 prelim sites this year.
Yes, it's always exciting to see these athletes get an opportunity to swim in an event like this, the largest meet in the world, Mike.
Well, there are 9 prelim sites. We added one in Dayton, so the top 16 athletes of each individual event and each relay event will swim at finals here at Keating Auditorium. The prelim sites are throughout Greater Cincinnati and Dayton. So it's Southwest Ohio. It goes all the way up to 75 corridor. And it's all athletes, Division I and Division II. At the state tournament right now, it's divided by each division, but this is the one chance where all the athletes compete in one large group talent pool.
Yes, Mike, and each athlete, when they get an opportunity to swim in the morning, they have no idea what the other athletes are doing until they see the results in the middle of the afternoon. So certainly, you know, they're a little nervous. Even the very top athletes in the city and in this area come in and they think, well, I've got to make sure I'm getting that top 8 or that top 16. And so it's an exciting prelim opportunity for them. They have to swim fast in the morning, then they have to come back and swim faster at night.
And tonight, we're honoring a local athlete who started his swimming career, who you're very familiar with, Nick Thoman. They're having special pre-meet ceremonies on the pool deck.
Well, I was fortunate to have Nick Thoman in my program at Cincinnati Aquatic Club, and Nick has gone on to great successes in the sport of swimming. This past summer, Nick won a gold medal and a silver medal in the Olympics. I knew when I saw Nick in his sophomore and junior year that he had a special talent. As an age grouper coming up, you knew he was going to be good, but then he really started turning it on. So very proud of his accomplishments. Certainly 100 back, he was second and won his silver medal there, and then he was a member of the Hornet medley relay that also won. There's Nick. On the video board, we have a picture of Nick.
Thank you, Henry and family. Again, congratulations to Pat Lunsford also for his many years of dedication.
Well, Benson, we'll be having our national anthem shortly. Then we'll get on to the first event, which will be the 400 medley relay.
In honor of our great country.
And let's join.
In the singing of our national
I'm not sure I didn't hear who's singing it, but let's join the young.
Oh, here we go. Reagan Hagemeyer, a junior from the Lakota West Firebirds, who also
Reagan Hagemeyer, a junior from
Coach
Lakota West Firebirds. We'll do the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
nice job, Mike.
Very nice job. Excellent job. Well, Benson, the Classic is a special high school meet for a couple of reasons. We've already addressed the fact that Division I, Division II athletes are swimming together. But the other thing that makes it unique is the fact that they have other events offered than the regular high school events.
That's right. The collegiate events, 400 medley relay, which is not offered in the high school format. Also the 200 fly, 200 back, 200 breast, 400 IM. We swim the mile here. So those are all events that are contested at the collegiate level. It gives the college coaches a great opportunity to scout and see these young athletes in action prior to signing them in the future.
I think it's also good that most of these athletes are, they do participate on a heavy, a very active physical commitment to the sport, and it's good for them to swim these longer distance events to help them kind of take a break from the regular events, and they swim week after week after week and swim
exactly.
some additional events.
Coming off their holiday training, they've been broken down and tired. And here's an opportunity for them to get excited and swim fast, even though they're fatigued. This is the point in the season, Mike, where they're the most fatigued, and our audience should be aware that they overcome their lack of energy from having done doubles over the holiday training, and it gives them an opportunity to really get excited and swim fast on emotion. In addition to the college events, we offer the JV events, the 50 fly, 50 back, 50 breast, and the 100 IM, which give our young JV type athletes that are getting into the sport, maybe not year-round swimmers, an opportunity to get on TV and swim in this event. So we're getting ready to start the 400 medley relay now.
And
set the field.
You are swimming in lane 1. At the top of your screen is Springboro High School. Lane 2 is Seton. Lane 3 is Lakota West. Lane 4 Sycamore. Lane 5 Versailles. Lane 6 Beaver Creek. Lane 7 Mount Notre Dame. And lane 8 Springfield Catholic Central.
And out early, looks like lane 1 Springboro has taken the early lead. And the blue cap at the top of your screen. And that's Moran Coleman. And Mike. Lane 5, we've got Versailles. Hannah Marshall is coming up. She's keeping it close. We'll be having our breaststrokers enter the water here. You can see they're doing their relay takeoffs. Good arm swing and timing their touch. Once the athlete touches, the swimmer on top of the block has to time their arm swing, and they can leave a little bit ahead as long as their toes are still touching the starting block. And now in lane 2, that's Kelly Kramer from Cincinnati Seton. She has a slight edge. Amber Silbert from Versailles is coming up. Now up in lane 8, Reagan Engel from Springfield Catholic Central has taken the lead. We've had 3 lead changes already in this race. So she's at the bottom of your screen. You can barely see lane 8 and some of the spectators there. Lane 8 continues to lead. Catherine Sheehan from Springfield Catholic. Now we've got about a half a body length. Alex Flashman from Versailles, right in the middle of the screen there, is challenging. She has taken the lead. It's going to come down to the freestyle leg. Get another leg of another 50 butterfly here. She's keeping a good. And it's time for us to go to a quick interview.
Pat Lunsford is a long-term swim official. He's solely the Dean of Swimming in Greater Cincinnati. Throughout the night, we're going to interview coaches and officials about what Pat's meant to swimming. First person we're interviewing tonight is Coach Jim Brower, who's the #1 coach in the state of Ohio for state championships and is current coach at St. Xavier High School. Jim, what does Pat Lunsford mean to the program?
I'll start with a personal note. For me, 25 years ago when I came in as a young coach at St. X, Pat really looked out after me. He took me under wing, a true mentor, gave me the support I needed to get my career started. And overall, I mean, Pat has been swimming and diving in Southwest Ohio. He has been a class person. He's taught a new generation of officials that the swimmers come first, and that he's always looking out for the better good of the sport. And you can't say enough about the guy. He's been around the world, he's been to the Olympics, and yet it doesn't matter if it's summer club or a high school meet. What's important is where the swimmers are swimming, and that's where Pat is.
He promotes swimming. You can't have success without a successor. And you heard from Coach Brower. He's changed his successors to carry on the legacy. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Ben.
And Mike Versells wins that race with a time of 4:05.63.
Followed by Beaver Creek, 4:09.96, and Sycamore comes in third with a time of 4:11.47. Championship finals, or A finals as they now call it. Centerville swimming in lane 1 at top of your screen. Marymount in lane 2. Cincinnati Indian Hill lane 3. Dayton Oakwood lane 4, the top qualifier. Ursuline Academy lane 5. St. Ursula lane 6. Turpin lane 7, and Mason lane 8. Again, 4 lengths of the field. Back breast fly and freestyle.
Each athlete swimming 100. And it looks like Caitlin Ferrara in lane 6. Is that lane 5? No, Emily Slaby. Ursuline Academy has the early lead. And that's Elizabeth Drurup from Indian Hill in second place. Coming into the wall there. It's a very tight race. In third place, Eleanor Hong.
There's a new shot this year with our technology advances at Waycross Community Media. The split screen, you give you the scoreboard and the action at the same time.
And Bridget Blood in lane 5. Ursuline Academy has the lead. Indian Hill, that's Grace Simpson. And now coming up in lane 4, Linda Pierzik. And Blood has opened up a commanding lead. The battle right now is for second place between Cincinnati Indian Hill and Dayton Oakwood. Both the Division II schools. And you can see the rhythm and the tempo. Still very strong. Last 25. Good underwater pullout with a nice little fly kick right there. Good extension forward. Okay, and now Mosteller. Elizabeth Mosteller. Just took her off. Xana Tracy in lane 3. Sydney Lofquist in lane 4, second place. Dayton Oakwood. Ursuline Academy in command of the race. And they have the top sprinter in the meet at this point. Tamari Tomley coming up as the anchor. So as long as they're safe with their starts, they should be able to hold on. It's a little bit of a battle for second. Dayton Oakwood right now in command. We'll come down to the freestyle.
You saw Marsteller with a tremendous underwater push off that wall right there.
Yes.
Very good swimmer.
Mayhew from Dayton Oakwood in the water. There goes Devin Landstra, Indian Hill. Cameras in command. And our top three. Now in lane 2, that's Claire Gilmore coming up very strong. Trying to chase down Devin Landstra. It's a very good race. They're very even coming off the wall. There's Tomley still leading. Dayton Oakwood's going to get second. It's a battle for third up at the top of the screen. Marymount has just taken over. And Ursuline wins with a time of 3:52.55. Oakwood second with 3:58.12. And Marymount gets up for third with a time of 4:02.46, Mike.
And Ursuline sets a new classic record, beating the time of 3:53.04 from 1999.
1999, 13-year-old record.
Old one. Very impressive for the Ursuline girls. That one's been around for a while.
That has. Chopped off about 7/10 off. Well, about 5/10 off that record. Half a second. That's a very strong time for this time of the year.
Now for the boys' meet, the first event will be also the 400 medley relay. Swimming in lane 1, Versailles. Lane 2, Cincinnati Turpin. Lane 3, Cincinnati, Wyoming. Lane 4, Cincinnati, Indian Hill. Lane 5, Walnut Hills. Lane 6, Vandalia, Butler. Lane 7, Mason. And lane 8, Beaver Creek. I know for Wyoming, odd because of illness and reshuffling of lineups, Jonathan Rudder, primarily a breaststroker, is having to swim the backstroke leg.
And he is
of this
leading
relay.
currently.
And he dropped 2 seconds in prelims and got his national cut. First time he's ever done it.
Well, he's taken the lead, followed by Will Dowling and Cooper Keener. Keener, a freshman. Oh, up in lane 8, that's Hendrik Pullman from Beaver Creek, who actually has the lead. He's at the bottom of our screen, hard to see. Okay.
Another Pat Lunsford story. Howard Blevins and Pat have been officiating together since the 1940s, I think, if I remember correctly. Howard, tell a story about Pat.
I think it's been 105 years. The story that Pat tells is he and his wife, Joan, my wife, and Sandy were married on the same day in 1968. Same denominational church. Went to the same site for our honeymoons, but our paths didn't cross until we got into swimming. We call him Grandpa. He's been around a long time. He's done a tremendous amount of stuff for swimming. We'll miss you, Pat, except I don't know if you'll be gone. You'll be around.
Now, did Pat officiate a swim meet in between his wedding and his reception?
Not to my knowledge. Now, we have some NCAA stories that I won't go into right now.
Now, Howard one time at the NCAA Division I Swimming Championships delayed the finals because he had to watch a basketball game. Congratulations. Thanks for your help.
Thanks, Bill.
Well, Mike, the combination of the two Rudder boys, we got Christopher, Jonathan's younger brother.
Who's a freshman this year, making his first classic appearance.
He has now taken the lead there. And coming up very quickly is Noah Brackenberry from Indian Hill. Jack Dowling just went into the water. Ian Nimberg leading. Jack Dowling following him. And Andrew Tangen up in Walnut Hills. Lane 5 has come up to take third. And we have a very close battle here with Jack Dowling and Ian Nimberg.
Ian Nyberg from Wyoming, another
Nyberg.
young swimmer, getting an opportunity to swim at finals at night for the first time.
And Jack Dowling, the sophomore from Indian Hill, has taken the lead. It's a battle for third, and 3 teams there from Walnut and Vandalia Butler High. Mason has now come up, and Turpin in lane 2. Okay, and we've got sophomore Sam Vester, who has taken about a 2 body length lead into this final leg of freestyle. Zach Fisher is in lane 5. He's our top seed in the 50 freestyle. He's giving chase. Lathander trying to hold on to second. It looks like Fisher has caught Lathander. He's going to try to run down Sam Bester. Sam's got about a half a body. Here comes Fisher from Walnut Hills. And he's coming home strong. These guys train together, so they've seen each other. And Sam is going to hold on. It's too big of a lead for Zach to catch. Indian Hill wins the consolation heat with 3:41.60, and we have Walnut Hills getting up for second at 3:42.41, and Wyoming holds on for third for 3:45.86. Very good swimming right there.
Swimming in the A finals, lane 1 Anderson, lane 2 Oxford Talawanda, lane 3 Kings, lane 4 Cincinnati St. Xavier, lane 5 Dayton Oakwood, lane 6 Sycamore, lane 7 Centerville, and lane 8 Moeller High School.
And this morning, Xavier had a time of 1:31.47. Current record is held by Xavier with a time of 3:27.7. We'll see if they can approach that. They are seated well ahead of Oakwood, Dayton Oakwood. And Ian Woolley has taken the early lead. Very good underwater effort right there. You see him breaking out before the 15-meter mark. Woolley's out in 25.2. He's got about a half a body length lead. That's Brock Turner from Dayton Oakwood, out of Dayton, holding second. Jimmy Coscliffe from Kings High School is in lane 3. And now the breaststrokers take off, and that is Steve Russo from Xavier, the lead. Will Kruger from Dayton Oakwood. Jonathan Seeger from Sycamore now coming up in lane 6, challenging for second. A nice rhythm out of Russo right there. Good quick turn, good underwear pullout, snapped his fly kick, good breakout. You can see the rest of the field about 3 body lengths behind. Pretty tight from second to 5th. Okay, our flyer for Xavier is Grant Johnson, a senior. He'll be taking his relay takeoff right here. Very safe, very smooth, good breakout. And now we've got Dayton, Cliff Gordermauer. He is the dominant distance freestyler in the meet, swimming the fly leg from Dayton. Brandon Voorhees from Kings is now coming up. Looks like he's gotten into the second position. Xavier pulling away. It is a very tight battle, Mike, for second. 5 teams right together. And Xavier, assuming that they have a safe start here, going to win the race. And it's a battle for second. Looks like up in lane 5, Goldemiller is hanging in there. And Hendricks is in the water, and no one's going to catch him. He's going to get the victory. Oh, up in lane 7, that's Jake Carson. He exploded off that relay takeoff and now has gotten himself even.
Charlie Fry from Sycamore is challenging him.
That's right, I see that now. He's going to come down to this last 50.
Brendan
Charlie
Tirado
Fry took a slight
Oakwood.
lead off that second turn. And Xavier coming in for the victory. Let's see what time we have here. They're at They're just off their record, but they are going to break 30. It's 3:29.55, and Fry is going to get second, it looks like. With a nice swim of 3:36.05 for Sycamore. Lane 3, that's Centerville, 3:46.43, so a tight race for second and third. And a great college event for them to start off with. An event they don't normally get an opportunity to do. Now we shift to the 200 freestyle, which is a normally contested high school event, Mike.
Yes, it is. 8 lengths of the pool freestyle. Swimming in the B final, lane 1, Elizabeth Dreerup. Dreerup. Lane 2, Stephanie Williams of Turpin. Lane 3, Maddie Eckley of Centerville. Lane 4, Rachel McGough of Indian Hill. Lane 5, Molly Zilch of St. Ursula. Lane 6, Emma King, Centerville. Lane 7, Marissa Martin Anderson. And lane 8, Katie Kerr, St. Ursula.
Okay, and out in the early lead, that's Rachel McGough in lane 4. Being challenged by Emma King, Molly Zilch from St. Ursula Academy and Centerville, respectively. Emmy King. Okay, and now we're going to go to an interview.
Another Pat Lunsford story. We have Claudia, and Claudia is so famous, she just goes by her first name. Everybody knows who she is. She runs the officiating, scoreboards, computers, everything else, trains people for years. Claudia, what's your favorite Pat Lunsford story?
Pat and I have been together for many years, but I think he and I share the same story. Way back when he was getting started, he was at Best of the West at Gamble Nippert YMCA and doing the starting. And I really don't know how it happened, but somehow the mic ended up in the water. I think I scared him. I moved so fast, jumped up, grabbed the mic, took it to the locker room, and he has never forgotten that, and he tells it at every officials meeting he goes to.
So you're really responsible for keeping Pat in line and teaching him how to officiate.
Oh, yeah, and all these official meetings, he says, don't let the timeline run the meet, because he knows I run by the timeline and I nag, nag, nag.
If you want to know how to run a meet, it's Claudia. Michael Jordan in basketball, Claudia in meet officiating. Thanks for all you do.
Thanks, Bill.
Well, that's exactly right. She is the
exactly
absolute best at
question.
what she does in the country, in the world, not even in the country. I have the pleasure of inducting her into an award at the Swimming Hall of Fame for the YMCA. And as Sparky Anderson used to refer to as the Johnny Bench is the best ever, I referred to Claudia as the absolutely best ever.
Yes, and it's exciting to see the fact that we've got such a tremendous group of officials here in Southwest Ohio. Winning the race there, that was Emma King. She held on for a 1:56.22. She dropped
3 seconds.
She was 2:01 this morning. She dropped 5 seconds.
Right.
So she had a very, very nice swim. Finishing second.
Not sure.
I'm not sure. They took it off the board, but Emily King definitely won the console heat. Now the time final heat.
A final, lane 1, Michelle Zelnick, Troy. Lane 2, Caitlin Farrar, senior, St. Ursula Academy. Lane 6, Elizabeth Marsteller, Ursuline Academy. Lane 7, Zoe Thatcher, Mason. Lane 4, Zoe Thatcher. Lane 5, Allie Wooden, Cincinnati Country Day. Lane 6, Claire Gilmore of Marymount. Lane 7, Tamiri Tomley, Ursuline Academy. And lane 8, Elizabeth Troy, sophomore from Mason.
Mike, I was at the Milford site this morning and had an opportunity to watch Allie Wooden. Now that I'm also coaching the Cincinnati Country Day School, and she had a very solid swim. It'll be a good race with her and Zoe Thatcher. She's moved into town from Kansas City and has not seen a meet like this. She was very excited about the format.
She's a talent.
She is very talented, big 6'1", solid athlete, and doing a great job. And it's a very tight race. She and Zoe are right together there. They both go out in 25.8, 25.7 respectively, and that's taking it out fast. Up in lane 1, Michelle Zelnick also swimming very well, out in 26.0 for currently in third. Allie a slight lead off that turn, but now Zoe has picked up her tempo, and they are head-to-head. This is going to be a great race. It's going to most likely come down to the third 50. And here they go. Both swim the 500 and the distance type events as well. So they've got a good background with their training. Allie's taking a slight lead. Zoe right there off the turn. A little bit of breakout. Swimming stroke for stroke. This is going to be a very good time. This meet record of 1:48.64 by Buffy Krieger. Is that correct?
Buffy Krieger.
Krieger from 1985 is the oldest record in the books. And now we've got the last 12 and a half yards. It's going to come right down to the finish. Looks like Allie's got a slight lead, and Allie is going to get the victory. Zoe's going to finish second. Very nice race. 1:49.99. That's the first time I've seen an athlete go under the
1:49.49.
Oh, 49, yes. So she was only 8/10 off that record. Both girls go under 150. I'm sure their coaches will be thrilled with those swims.
Very impressive.
Our next event, event 106, the boys 200-yard freestyle. This is heat 102.
Mike, I think that's a school record for Country Day.
I think so.
Very nice swim for both girls. All those kids in that field went faster than they went this morning. And now we have the boys 200 freestyle. Michael set the field.
Swimming in lane 1, Kevin George. Moeller, lane 2, Matt Slavey, St. Xavier. Lane 3, Andrew Cole, Xenia. Lane 4, Ross Westrick, Fairfield. Lane 5, Jake Carlson, Centerville. Lane 6, John Letarte, Lebanon. Lane 7, Charlie Fry, Sycamore. Lane 8, Justin Crew of Springfield, Shawnee. You know, Benson, I just want to point out, Charlie Fry, a senior, has had a great swimming career. Suffered a broken wrist all fall, and he's just coming out of that. And I think he's a great talent, and I think he's going to do well second half of his high school season to finish strong in his high school swimming.
Ross Wetrick in lane 4 out of Fairfield in the early lead. And now we're ready to go to an interview.
Pat Lunsford stories continue. Now the Paralympics and Lawley. What's it like working with Pat, and what experience have you had with Paralympics and Pat?
He has been such a fabulous advocate for our disability swimmers. You know, we host the largest International Paralympic Committee meet down here in Cincinnati in May. And he turns the officials out, he gets the swimmers out, he mentors everyone. He's just a fabulous role model.
Now, he's done international Paralympic competition too, hasn't he?
Yes. He's traveled worldwide with them. He's been a fabulous advocate for them. He's just a tireless advocate for the sport of swimming.
And he's got a grandson who's a Paralympian also, I think. A teenager at this point, so.
Yep.
And thanks for all you do. When's the GAD meet this year? May what?
May, I think it's the second weekend in May, down at University of Cincinnati.
If you want a life-changing event, come to Paralympic GAD Invitational in May down at UC. Thanks for all you do, Ann.
No problem, my pleasure.
And Mike, Andrew Cole from Xenia High School gets up for the victory. 1:45.52, very good swim, just edging out Ross Westrick. Ross went 1:45.54, 2 100ths of a second, separating those two athletes.
Swimming in the A final, lane 1, Cam Young, St. Xavier. Lane 2, Tommy Cope, Vandalia Butler. Lane 3, Brock Turner, Dayton Oakwood. Lane 4, Cliff Gordon Miller, Dayton Oakwood. Lane 5, Mitchell Stover, Versailles. Lane 6, Grant Johnson, St. Xavier. Lane 7, Brian McNamara, Lakota West. And lane 8, Kevin Moscow, a junior from St. Xavier.
Very tight field, 143 to 145, separating all the athletes. 146.3 was the 8th place time, Kevin Moscow, so it's going to be a good race right here. We saw Gordon Miller earlier and noted that he was distance freestyler, great miler.
The record in this event is a 139.43 by St. Xavier Olympic record holder Joey Beautiful back in 1992.
Gerda Miller, senior, had a good career.
Michael Stover's taken off. I mean, he went out like a bandit.
Yes, he did.
He's trying to steal the race.
This kind of is a, I think it's going to be an exciting race right here.
23.6 going out. And Gordon Miller, if his endurance can bring him home, he can maybe close the gap here.
We'll see if he went out too hard.
Too hard as opposed to too fast. And Gordon Miller has moved over right on his hip, and you can see he's using his speed to help him get out, and now he's moved to the other side of the lane. That may just be a habit of circling, but if he's smart, he'll stay on that side of the lane and avoid any opportunity for Michael to draft. No, he came back over it, so he is circling. Gordon Miller is circling a little bit, but he's sort of breaking containment, so he's gotten far enough ahead that he can't be drafted off of. And indeed, Michael Stover went out too hard. There's no question.
Young man. In the words of an old coach, how can that happen?
Well, I'm sure he was excited. He wanted to get out after it and race, and the field ran him down. Now, Gordon Miller was pulling away. He's going to win this race handily with a time of 1:42.11.
Very impressive.
And Mike, this record was held by Joey Hudepole, famous name in Cincinnati history, of 139.43.
Set in 1992.
1992. Both of our freestyle records are old ones.
The 400 individual medley, swimming in the A or B finals. Lane 1, Cassidy Fry, Dayton Oakwood, a freshman. Lane 2, Tiffany Howard, Lakota West. Lane 3, Catherine Anning, Cincinnati Indian Hill. Lane 4, Marissa Delgado, St. Ursula. Lane 5, Laura Stevenson, Franklin Bishop Fenwick. Lane 6, Sydney Sparks, Centerville. Lane 7, Alex Kapostasi, Turpin. And lane 8, Claire Manganis, Marymount, senior from Marymount.
It looks like Catherine Anning has declared maybe an illness or false start. She did not start the race. I'm not sure what's going on there. She may have gotten ill before the event, and you can declare a false start if that's the case.
That's very unfortunate.
Right. Well, in lane 5 from Franklin Bishop Fenwick, early lead, that's Laura Stevens. Marissa Delgado in lane 4 is right on her hip in the yellow cap at the top of that picture. Here they come. And they're going to be out right around a minute. And going out in 00 and 101 respectively. And it looks like a two-person race, but a lot can change. A lot can change when we get to the breaststroke leg. Breaststrokers make their run at that time. Oftentimes you see the flyback swimmers get a big lead, and then the breaststrokers, which is the most unique of the four strokes, come back on them. And right there you can see Delgado has taken the lead.
Nice battle right now. Halfway through the backstroke in lane 4 between
Laura Stevens still second. Delgado swims for St. Ursula Academy. And a very strong butterflyer. And it's a battle for the third spot right now. Oh, about. Okay, back to breast turn. They touched evenly, only 3 100 separating them. And Delgado taking about a half a body length lead here on the breaststroke. And you can see the field coming up. Looks like lane 8, Claire Mongenis, who's a breaststroker, is making her move now.
These meets for 18 years now.
Our 18th year together.
We understand from the ratings and stuff, he's really the best announcer of the group. But we sort of got a look from Sperling on that one. But anyway, give us your Pat Lunsford story.
Pat had taken an interest in my swim career as a high school athlete at Cincinnati Country Day. And
was that in the 40s or the 50s?
It was early 80s. Thank you. And then as I started my young career in coaching, it was February 1986. No, 92. I was going to propose to my wife on Valentine's Day weekend, and we were at Sycamore High School for sectionals. So I pulled Pat aside, and I gave him the engagement ring, and I said, go up to my future fiance and tell her that you found this in the snack bar area. So at the 50-free break, he called her over, and just said to her, someone turned this into me, they found it in the snack bar area, it has your name on it. So in essence, he actually proposed to my wife for me at the 50 freestyle diving break at the high school sectional meet at Sycamore High School in 1992. Now,
I'm glad he got the date right.
I have to say, I probably wouldn't do that in that way again today, but at the time, I thought it was a pretty cool idea. And I promised my wife that she appreciated the gesture and loves Pat like everyone else, and understand the significance of Pat Lunsford, the main man doing this. But I thought it was funny at the time, but I probably would handle it a little differently now, looking back at it.
Now, did you have a swim meet the day of your wedding?
No, that was September 14th, and no, we were clear. We were out of the season. It just was starting then.
Okay, great story.
But high school sectionals, Sycamore High School, right underneath the 3-meter diving board, and she was a diving coach, so that was appropriate also. A little bit of surprise because she was not expecting that question to be asked at that moment. But Pat was the champion. Pat did ask me when I told him to set up. He goes, "She's not going to punch me or say no, is she?" I said, "I hope not."
Mike Leonard, one of the best coaches in Cincinnati. Some great talent he's developed over the years. They've gone on for college and great performances. Mike, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for your story.
How long have you been with the Wake Cross community media team?
Not as long as you guys. I'm just a youngster. I'm just a youngster.
13, 14
I was
years.
still swimming back in 2003, I think.
That's right.
It's a great interview by Bill. And I'm certainly glad Mike got his date right finally. Figured out how long he'd been married. Well, Mike, Marissa Delgado won that heat with a time of 4:37.0, and Laura Stevens did finish second with a time of 4:40.56. And now we're on to the final heat. Now, Mike, so the viewing audience understands this is a time final event, so athletes in the first heat can actually move up and place higher than the athletes in the second heat.
So
in many of the events, it's a prelim final where they swim to qualify, and then the first heat can only finish as high as 9th, and the second heat has the opportunity to finish anywhere from 1st to 8th. But in this particular case, all 16 athletes are vying for the first spot. So if Marissa's time holds up of 4:37, she can move up into the final heat of athletes and be in the top 8.
Absolutely. So these swimmers only swim this event one time today as opposed to twice in the other events.
That's right.
Swimming in lane 1, Marissa Lehman of Dayton Carroll. Lane 2, Casey Frazier, Lakota West. Lane 3, Bridget Blood, Ursuline Academy. Lane 4, Sydney Lofquist, Dayton Oakwood. Lane 5, Shaylin Spellman, Turpin. Lane 6, Kendra Crew, Springfield Shawnee. Lane 7, Emily Slavey, Ursuline Academy. And lane 8, Grace Hoffman of Centerville.
And I recall this race from last year. I believe Bridget Blood won the 400 IM last year at this meet, and so she's in lane 3. And so she's a very good breaststroker, so she's trying to stay with the field right now. She's right there in position. Sydney Lundquist of lane 4 from Dayton Oakwood, the current leader. Also being challenged by Emily Slavey in 7 and Kendra Crew in 6 from Ursuline Academy and Springfield Shawnee, respectively. And Slaby, who is an outstanding backstroker, has taken the lead right now up in lane 7. She's at the bottom of our screen. You can see her there. And she does have the lead. Slight lead over Lofquist, Sydney Lofquist of Dayton Oakwood. And Lofquist is battling to hold that position. Now here comes Bridget Blood in lane 3. Trying to get up into position to use her strong breaststroke leg. Now Slaby really took off on that third 25 and took a little bit of a command, about a body length lead there, flipping at the bottom of our screen, right past the official.
Yeah, this event has probably the most strategy of any event out there in the sport of swimming. At CAC, how do you coach your athletes as the proper strategy to approach this race?
Well, Mike, it really depends on the athlete. There's a lot of different things that you've got to take into consideration. We typically talk about working our weakest stroke the hardest, because oftentimes that's where the energy needs to be expended for them to keep up and do a great job. They're going to be very gifted at what they do best, and we want them to use that speed in their better strokes. But we talk a lot about making the second 50 of each 100 faster than the first, building the race, getting their feel for their stroke. And now we've got a disqualification, but we're not sure who the disqualification is on.
Potential disqualification. The referee will have to approve that.
Right.
That's very unfortunate.
And now we've got Bridget Blood coming up strong, as I projected in the early part of the race. In lane 3, Slaby still in second, Bridget right with her. Sydney Lofquist still holding on. This is a great race. And now we've got Kendra Crew coming up. And the breaststrokers really shine to get to the third part of the race. And then it comes back down to freestyle, and oftentimes the fly backstrokers have very good freestyles as well. So Sydney Lofquist of Dayton is looking extremely smooth and powerful right now. And I can see Bridget is starting to pick her tempo up, but the more relaxed stroke is in lane 4.
How do you view the freestyle split at the end of about 4
Well,
IM?
I want them to establish off their breast to free turn, establish their rhythm on the first 3 or 4 cycles, and then accelerate their legs and drive home with everything they have. It's really go for broke type of situation. They've got to go everything they've got
left.
And look at this race, Mike. Crew is coming up. It's a battle. Lofquist holding on. I believe she's got a slight edge from this angle. It's hard to tell. Yes, I think she's going to hold on. Kendra Crew got second. Bridget Blood finishes third. A winning time of 4:28.41 for Lofquist. Crew finishes at 4:29.04, and Bridget Blood at 4:31.36. 3 outstanding swims. Jenny Forster held the record in that event with a time of 4:15.71, one of the all-time great.
Getting it done.
4:15.71 is a very, very fast. That's right. That's right. She didn't have a weakness. So now we're going to be moving on to our men's 400 IM.
And swimming in lane 1, Michael Sparks of Centerville. Lane 2, Hassler Carroll of Anderson. Lane 3, Mac Lewis of Marymount. Lane 4, Kevin George of Moeller. Lane 5, Matthew Gehring of Kettering Fairmont. Lane 6, Justin Hove of Mason. Lane 7, Zachary Johnson of Dayton Oakwood. And lane 8, Owen Measle, New Carlisle, Tecumseh. That's a new name. All the years of the Classic. New Carlisle, Tecumseh. Great to have you in the finals.
Sounds like a play to me.
It's probably right around where they do that.
I've been to that play because Whatever you say.
Your review?
Yes.
Good, bad?
It was okay. Okay. Looks like we've got the winner of the 200 freestyle coming up for an interview here shortly. Allie Wooden.
And I believe she's at Cincinnati Country Day.
That's correct.
And I believe that's your new position this year as head coach, taking over from the legendary Marshall Adams.
Yes, Marshall Adams retired, and they asked me if I would help out with that program. I said I would be happy to do that.
More than happy.
More than happy. It's been a very good experience. I've enjoyed it. And up in lane 2, that's Hessler Carroll from Anderson, a freshman leading the race. Mike?
Yes.
Followed closely by sophomore from Marymount, Mac Lewis, a very strong backstroker who's coming up now.
Well, these two guys are battling it out. Lanes
They're
2
right
and 3.
together.
You see them pushing off on their backstroke.
And you see Mac Lewis had a very good breakout right there, and he's got good rhythm going. Very strong athlete. And now we're going to go to our breaststroke. They both did touch and go turns. And Mac has a slight advantage. And now we're to an interview.
Okay, I'm here with the winner of the girls 200-yard freestyle. This is Allie Wooden, who set a nice record tonight with 1:49.49. She's a sophomore at Country Day. Allie, I guess you're kind of excited about that race?
I'm really excited. I was really happy with it.
What was your time coming into the meet tonight?
1:52 point, I don't know, I can't remember the exact time. But.
That's nice. You had a nice couple-second drop there. And you're only a sophomore at Country Day. Is it too early to be thinking about colleges, or you're already talking?
I've started thinking about it a little bit, but like not too much. But
now, will your training be a little bit different between now and sectionals, or just stay the same?
It's definitely going to get harder, but it should stay around the same, I guess.
So this should be a nice positive incentive for you for the next meet, and if not for state.
Definitely.
Well, congratulations again. You are also the recipient of the Stan Kaplan Award. I'd like to present that to you, and congratulations to you again, and good luck in your next meet.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Congratulations.
Stan Kaplan. Congratulations. Good job. Stan Kaplan, who brought the idea of the Classic down from Cleveland.
And Mike, this race has been head-to-head the entire way.
The only thing that I'm wondering, Benson, we saw a potential disqualification, and I'm not sure, with the officials standing between lanes 1 and 2, and I'm not really sure.
Yes, there's some discussion there. Looks like Mac Lewis has taken command. Good turn right there, good extension. Breakout. Breathed off his turn, and needs to keep his head down right there. And it's going to come down to this last 25. They're well ahead of the field. A two-man race. Oh, in lane 2, very, very explosive reaction right there. Maybe a little too late, Mike. As Mac Lewis holds on to get the victory with a time of 4:13.46. Carroll finishes second with a time of 4:13.87. 4/10 of a second separating those two athletes, and there we see them in the screen. And Mac congratulates Kevin George,
This is not,
who finished
that's
third.
Unfortunate. In lane 2,
Yeah.
there was some sort of infraction. That's really odd. I mean, we've said 2 in a row.
Yeah.
We never see those things at this
Not
level.
usually.
Unfortunate. Oh well, in the next heat, swimming lane 1 from Cincinnati, Wyoming is Jonathan Rudder. Lane 2, Jackson Higgins of Dayton Oakwood. Lane 3, James Delgado of St. Xavier. Lane 4, Henrik Pullman of Beaver Creek. Lane 5, Josh Brooks of Centerville. Lane 6, Matthew McDonald, Lakota East. Lane 7, Nathaniel Lowry, Centerville. Lane 8, John Raker, senior from Lakota West.
So very good field. The record held by Brent Hitchcock, outstanding swimmer at 3:57.42. that record, there's a seed time here under the record, but as we know, those times oftentimes are seeded from a taper type meet. So it'll be interesting to see if Henrik Pullman can do that type of a swim right now with this point in the season where they're very fatigued coming off a holiday training.
Well, the record is 3:57.24 from Brent Hitchcock from 2008.
This is a very strong field. With a variety of specialists, I see Jonathan Rudder in lane 1, who's a spectacular breaststroker. Up at the top of the screen, so we'll see if he can make his move at that time. And Josh Brooks out of Centerville, a senior, has taken a very, very good first 50 fly into the lead. And it's got about a half a body length lead right there at the 75. And the question is, Mike, if he's controlling his energy levels and swimming with good fluidity. And he's opened up a big lead. He's going after it. He's certainly letting it go. And he had a very good breakout there. And Delgado in lane 3 is coming up. We saw his sister, I believe. I believe they're brother and sister in the first heat of the women's 400 IM.
They are.
John Raker in lane 8 is coming up. And Jonathan Rudder, the breaststroker in lane 1, up at the top of the screens, right there, poised to do his breaststroke.
Backstroke has been a struggle for him, and he's really committed to improve it this year.
And Mike has a lot of inside knowledge on that, as Jonathan is one of his swimmers. And I'm very impressed with Josh Brooks' aggressiveness here. He's really doing a great job of extending his lead, and we're going to see what kind of breaststroker is. Pullman, I know, is a good breaststroker, so he's going to try to come back on him as well. And Rudder is in great position, battling for third. And now the true breaststrokers come out. And Pullman and Rudder are coming up, but Josh Brooks still holding a very sizable lead. Delgado's come up a bit. Rudder has taken over second place up in lane 1. There he is at the top of our screen. Josh Brooks still in command. I think his lead is going to be too big. It's going to be hard to chase down, but the battle for second and third, and now third and fourth, Delgado's taken over third, and Pullman's in fourth. Rudder looking really strong, closing the gap. Beautiful breaststroke leg there. Josh Brooks, looks like his legs are still there, Mike. He's strong. Rudder's trying to give chase. Delgado right there in lane 3. And it looks like Josh Brooks is in command, followed by Jonathan Rudder up at the top of the screen, going to get second. And it looks like Delgado has taken command of third place.
3:57.24, classic record. Brent Hitchcock. Here comes Josh Brooks. Out in lane 1 is Rudder.
Not going to quite get the record, but it's going to be a heck of a time, right around 4 minutes. 4:01.1.
4:03.85 for Rudder.
4:03.85.
And third place goes to James Delgado, 4:07.10.
Those are very good times right now for all three of those youngsters. And now we switch gears from a collegiate event back to the high school event. the all-out 50 sprint freestyle.
And swimming in the A finals for the girls, so lane 1, Gabby Marinelli of Mason. Lane 2, Emily Hayhow of Seton. Lane 3, Rachel McGough of Indian Hill. Lane 4, Madeline Schaefer, Springfield. Lane 5, Morgan Contino, Turpin. Lane 6, Devin Lanstra, Indian Hill. Lane 7, Lexi Fleeman, Versailles. And lane 8, Bailey Marshall of Versailles.
And it looked like Morgan Contino had the strong breakout. Very tight turn right there. Morgan a little bit better breakout. Madeline Schaefer looks like she's getting up. It's going to come down to the wire, and Crentino, a long arm reach, 24.92 gets the victory.
B finals.
Finishing second was Schaefer, 24.95, 3 100ths difference.
Swimming in the B final, lane 1, Maureen Sullivan, Mason. Lane 2, Hannah Whiteley, Springboro. Lane 3, Alexandra Tracy, Indian Hill. Lane 4, Tamari Tomley, Ursuline. Lane 5, Reagan Engel, Springfield. Lane 6, Kendall Hart, Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. Lane 7, Allison Dickey of Madera. And lane 8, Julia Volpenheim of Mason.
The record in this event, 23.63, set in 2011. Danny Barbier. Wow, Kendall Hart in lane 5, right there with Tomley. Looking very quick and explosive. Tomley got a slight edge. What a great race. And Tomley gets the win. Kendall Hart was 5th. I was looking at the wrong entry. That was Reagan Engel. Tomley, time of 23.92. Just a little bit better than she went this morning. Engel had a very good race, 24.11 out of Springfield Catholic. Third place, Xana Tracy, 24.43.
For the boys, swimming in lane 1, Josh Crowder, Oxford Talawanda. Lane 2, Connor Davis of Anderson. Lane 3, Alex Burgess, a senior from St. Xavier. Lane 4, Cade Williams of Milford. Lane 5, John Latart of Lebanon. Lane 6, Matt Pettit of Springfield Catholic. Lane 7, Jack German of Little Miami. And lane 8, Venkat Naresh of Sycamore.
Looks like lane 6, Matt Pettit had the quick start, but here comes lane 4, Cade Williams. Oh, nice finish in lane 5. Lane 6 gets the win. Matt Pettit, the time of 22.53. Lacarte finishes second, 22.59, so very good race there.
For the A finals, lane 1, Jonah Ryman of Dayton Carroll. Lane 2, Eric Chen of Mason. Lane 3, Malik Elder, Dayton Meadowdale. Lane 4, Zach Fisher, Walnut Hills. Lane 5, Jack Hendricks, St. Xavier. Lane 6, Greg Nimberg, Moeller. Lane 7, Ross Westridge, Fairfield. And lane 8, Stuart Marsh, Cincinnati Madera.
It's a good field. Record is 21-24. Could be an event that we approach a record on here.
The record was 21-24 from Luke Rodenbaugh, 2009. Malik Elder, great start there. Lane 3, look at him right out in front.
Very good start. Lane 7 also had a good start.
That would be Ross Westrick of Fairfield.
And here they come.
Elder.
Here comes Zach Fisher. Turning it on. Lane 3, holding on. Going to come down to the touch. Lane 3 gets the victory.
1 on the start.
And he missed the record by 100th. 21-25, just by 1/100th that he missed the record.
He won that off the start.
He won that off the start. A great jump, clean breakout. Fisher finishes second, 21.50. third place goes to Eric Chin, 22-14.
Now we switch to the girls 100 butterfly, swimming in the A finals. Lane 1, Kira Hassel of Walnut Hills. Lane 2, Cassidy Fry, Oakwood. Lane 3, Maddie Rapp of Mount Notre Dame. Lane 4, Sarah May, Sycamore. Lane 5, Emily Hayhow, Seton. Lane 6, Lydia Posix of Dayton Oakwood. Lane 7, Carolyn Lynch of Oakwood. Lane 8, Abby Sonner of Xenia. Well, we don't know either, but that potentially could be a false start.
That
I would hope not.
It would be a dual confirmation.
Right.
If they did have a movement at the start, and then that would be conferred, and then both officials have to agree.
And I don't think so, actually. They're talking about some seating issue.
Perhaps there's an athlete not here, and they're looking for.
Well, let's see. Sycamore supposed to be in lane 4, and she's right there.
Yeah, she's in the right spot. Yeah.
Yeah, upon further review from the booth, it was not a false start. The play calls as stand on the deck.
On the field. Someone must have thrown the red flag. But in the booth, they have confirmed the call on the field.
As it looked like to me, I thought the kid Elder had lane 3 had a great start.
Yeah.
I think it was a seating issue in this meet. I think there's some confusion.
Maybe we're in the wrong lane.
Who was swimming in what lanes?
Yes.
They took care of that. Well, thank you for the truck giving us that detail, because that is a
the official review.
Yes, that is a very nice thing to have.
Much quicker review than you see in the NFL.
After further review, the play on the field stands.
That's right. And this field is very tight. The girls are all going out right together. Looks like a slight lead in lane 6, Linda Posick. And up at the top of the screen, that's Kara Hassel starting to come on. Still lane 6 and lane 4 also. Sarah May in lane 4, swimming for Sycamore High School. She is right there. Lane 6, Linda Posick. Lane 1. And it looks like lane 6. Posick 59.50. May finishes second with a time of 59.73. And in third, that's Caroline Lynch from Dayton Oakwood with a time of 00:48. And now the final heat.
Swimming in lane 1, Madeline Schaefer of Wilmington. Lane 2, Elizabeth Marsteller of Ursuline. Lane 3, Hannah Smith, Beaver Creek. Lane 4, Kendall Hart, CHCA. Lane 5, Madeline Schaefer, Springfield. Lane 6, Laura Stevenson, Franklin Bishop Fenwick. Lane 7, Morgan Contino, Turpin. And lane 8, Tara Fears of Kings.
Okay. And Mike, this is a contested high school event. Records held by Jenny Forster, who we mentioned earlier. Time of 56.16. And a very good start in lane 4. Kendall Hart taking the early lead. Also, Hannah Smith in lane 3 had a good start. And they touched the wall evenly. That's Madeline Schaefer from Springfield High in lane 5 right there. It's going to come down to this third 25 here. Looked like Hannah Smith had a strong approach to that wall and has taken a slight lead.
Madeline Schaefer in lane 5 is in second place now. Up in lane 8, that's Tara Fears from Kings High School, challenging for third. Lane 3, Hannah Smith trying to hold on for the victory. She's going to come down to the finish. Charging.
Here comes Madeline
Schaefer, and it turns out Schaefer gets the touch. 57-59. Smith 57-72 for second. And up in lane 6, Laura Stevens from Fenwick Bishop got her hand on the wall for third place with a time of 58-64.
Madeline Schaefer, a freshman from Springfield, pulls out the win on that event on the last 12 and a half. Very well done.
And that often happens.